Hey guys, Movie Nerd here to bring you another movie review for the movie Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is written and directed by James Gunn, and it stars Zoe Saldana, Chris Pratt, Dave Bautista, Kurt Russell, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel, and a bunch of other people. It is an ensemble cast which delivers with a bang, and it's awesome. This film really is great, but not as great as the first one. Now, when I went into this film, I was expecting a bit of the same humor and a bit of the same adventures and the same elements of the first one, as there are those things that you are familiar with the first one. But in terms with the pacing, in terms with the story and character development, this film does have a lot of that. But yeah, it's just, I feel that the first two acts of the film is completely choppy. I wasn't really sure what was going on, and I was trying to piece it together, and it didn't really feel as a cohesive first act. But by the second and third act of the film, it generally goes towards the direction of that Star-Lord, that Chris Pratt is the center of the film. And he is, and he gives a great performance. But what I want to touch upon in this review is that you see a lot when it comes into Star-Lord's background. You see a lot when it comes into Rocket and his background, as well when it comes into Gamora and Nebula and Yondu, who's played by Michael Rooker, and a bunch of others. I understand that in the first one, they had to briefly introduce these characters because it's an ensemble film. But in this film, in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, there is a lot more development to take place with these characters. And overall, the film has a lot of great music, it has a lot of great cinematography, but the one thing that I loved a lot with the film is that it touches a lot upon family, and it touches a lot upon the dynamics between the father and son, or sisters, in case with Gamora and Nebula. And there is a sense of, you're familiar with these characters, that you can relate to these characters. But overall, these characters who surround the film gives a great performance. It is raunchy, it is funny, it is so much fun with this film going in. But what I didn't really like was that the humor at times dragged on a bit, and other times it just fell flat. I mean, the humor really hit at one point in the film that I was laughing so hard, but other parts of the film I felt that the humor kind of dragged on a bit, and it wasn't as funny as anymore because they kept repeating the same joke. But overall, that the film does have a lot of pacing issues within the first act, along with the second and third act when it comes into the climax and it comes into all the big action sequences. It was great to see, especially in a big screen. And what I liked a lot about this film was that not only when you get a lot of interesting background information when it comes into Star-Lord and it comes into his dad, Ego the Living Planet, but also you get a lot of information within the Scavengers with Yondu, and especially when it comes into Rocket. And Baby Groot, he was so cute in this film. He stole the movie for me, but I just wish we had a little bit more, but then it would have been a totally different movie. But guys, in the end, I had a great time with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and I just wish that there was some, things that they could have done right within the first two acts of the film. The first two acts of the film was a bit too choppy for me, but by the third act, it all just generally comes together, and I loved Baby Groot. He was so cute, and Rocket was awesome. It was great seeing these people again. Of course, with any Marvel Studios film out there, you have to stay during the post-credit scenes. And one of the post-credit scenes, I'm not going to give it away, I was laughing so hard. It was hilarious from start to finish. I'm going to give Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 a B+. So guys, let me know what you think. Did you like it? Did you hate it? I'd love to hear all your thoughts down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright guys, peace out.